When you have to visit a new place, what is it that you do to find out more about it? Well, obviously, you're going to Google for the most visited places, the best touristy things to do, and such like. If you're the more intellectual kind, you're going to read about the history, socio-economic, cultural situations of that place. What if there was another simpler, informative, and exciting way to find out about this place? You know what? You just have to read their folk tales. Yes. Why do places become interesting? It's because of the people. And that's what folk tales are all about. Folks, common people, like even your milkman, farmers, herders, hunters in the olden times, weavers. They all are common folks and they too have their own stories. Their stories are mostly everyday activities, their everyday experiences with life. And in folk tales, it also includes their conversations with birds, animals, reptiles, and everything else that generally in a normal world wouldn't move. Because in folk tales, everything and everyone moves and speaks. Indian folktales have done a commendable job in preserving history, places, people, rituals, religious rites, and such like. Woven amidst mundane activities are events of immense social and moral importance. And while nobody really knows who started telling these tales, but they have been told and retold many times over since generations, time immemorial. In fact, humanity is never going to know who started this, but on and on it has been going, and it has, in its way, enlightened and entertained generations on morality and philosophy so as to build a society full of wise and responsible adults. During this 75th year of Indian independence, I have chosen to revisit the Indian folk tales because I think that now more than ever is the best time to revisit not just our home state but also those parts of our home country which have played a very important role in winning our country's freedom. My source of stories are the result of the hard work done by so many senior journalists and writers who heard these stories from their grandfathers, grandmothers, uncles, aunts, house helps, street artists, and even random strangers. They heard them during times of war, reconciliation, and peace, and jotted them down by the light of the kerosene lamp, and sometimes during their solitary walks in the mountains. And I'm really very curious what we are going to learn when we revisit these stories. Because you see, folk tales have this habit of throwing in a new perspective, a new meaning every time it is told. What hidden wisdom are they going to reveal to us in this important year? Remains to be seen. My motivation to tell these stories is best summarized by a Chinese proverb which I have slightly modified. I am not telling these stories because I know these stories. I am telling these stories because I have become these stories. So I'm very excited to get started, and the first folktale is going to be out on Republic Day, which is 26th January, and I hope you are also as excited about it as well. And if that's it, then ensure that you don't miss right from the beginning by hitting on the subscribe button and ticking the bell notification. I am just waiting to get started, and I'll see you soon on the 26th. Till then, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.